Well, it's about time you guys add some support in there. Those bags are just hanging over the edge. We've been getting a lot of comments and concerns that now that our bags are stepping in, we need to add support, and we need to add support real quick. There's a lot of reasons why we chose to build this way, and we want to go over exactly what we're building and why we're not going to need any support, and all the advantages to building an Earthbag dome. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Green Dream Project. Jim here. Now, if you're new here, my wife and I, Jess, are building our own Earthbag house off-grid here in the Arizona desert. If you caught our last episode, we did course number 32 of this massive Earthbag project. But now that we've got a couple courses in, now it's time to get some cob done to protect the bags as we continue building on up. I'm gonna get these cans out of here and we're gonna start the cob process. This will be good safekeeping for the cans. It shouldn't be too windy, but at least they'll all be in one place. You might have noticed already that this isn't exactly your typical dome shape. It's actually kind of a little bit more pointed, kind of a little bit more cone shaped. It actually has a specific term to it. It's actually a corbelled dome.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's called a beehive dome because it's shaped like those, what are they called, skeps. When you look at it and you see the walls look like they're kind of collapsing in, that's by design. We started building this with that in mind from the very beginning.
Let's show them exactly kind of what's going on with the corbelled dome and how this engineering works. What do you say?
Okay.
Hey-o!
So you can see I'm sitting on our loft area. These walls are really starting to curve in and it's kind of hanging over my head here. This top half of the dome is curving in more sharply than at the bottom, so it's a lot more noticeable. But it kind of feels like if you've ever lived in a house where like the attic space is kind of finished out and the walls where the roof slopes in kind of slopes inward, it kind of reminds me of that.
I tell you right now, it's already affecting the sound. Your voice definitely sounds differently sitting next to the bags like that.
And I bet when it's finished, it'll sound interesting. I know domes really have an interesting acoustic.
Man, this is so wild to see. Brought to you by Corbelled. As you can see, we still got some grasshoppers around here. It's a feeding frenzy. Feeding and mating, it's disgusting. But it's been unusually warm this season. This November has been really nice with temperatures probably in the low to mid 80s. Perfect working temperatures, I love it. I still had quite a bit of dirt from the last course we did. Plus I added a few more cartfuls. I might add a little bit more dirt, kind of scraping the bottom of the pile there for the cob. I'm gonna get that all situated here, then I'm gonna start making some mixes and getting ready. Stopped at the store the other day. Our other bins are just falling apart, probably from heavy use, probably from the sun, and those things were just being torn apart. I got some better ones from the store, and I got them a little bit smaller. I think this will better suit us for our needs. I think Jess will be able to kind of maneuver these smaller bins a lot easier around the top of the dome. So I think these will work out real nice. We're about to find out here in a little bit. Believe me, no one knows how much more this wall is stepping in than me. Because I gotta go up there and I gotta tamp it. And it is a really kind of freaky experience knowing that that wall isn't right beneath me. And I'm slamming on these bags. And I mean, it's off the base right now, and it is super sturdy. It's crazy. Whoa. Jump.
So where I'm sitting right now is actually, it's quite a ways out from the base of the wall.
Yeah, it is.
It's like suspended over the top of the room.
You're floating over there.
It's a little freaky.
It is freaky. Those look like fake legs.
What? My legs look like fake legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you are, right at the edge of the dome, right? The top of the dome. It's coming down. It's just crazy how far out in the floor this is right now. How's that?
Okay, let's measure now how far out from the base of the wall this is. Wow. So it's about 4.5 feet.
That's crazy. Just from looking at it visually, it almost doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
All right, I have got a bunch of mixes ready to go. Jess should be out here in a little bit, and we are going to start the cobbing process. Shouldn't take too long. We just got a couple of rows to cover. Of course, we're getting started a little bit late today, but that's okay. We'll just take whatever time we can, try and knock this out, and then whatever we got to do tomorrow, that's what we got to do. Chicken treats, they love macaroni. They love macaroni. Chickens love macaroni. Do they?
I don't know.
Uh-oh, we got Jess out here. Ooh, you are looking mighty, mighty fine. Why are you always hesitant to be on camera? Come on. Come on. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
You ready to get muddy?
Always.
All right. As my pal Ben Grimm always says, it's cobbing time. Right? That's what he says.
Something like that.
Something like that. Crew's ready to cob too. Crew, you ready to cob? Oh yeah, he's ready too. All right, let's get it done. We don't have a whole lot of time today. We gotta hurry. Wonder Twin powers activate.
Did something happen?
Yes. Form of. I have water powers, and then you have an animal ability. What kind of animal are you gonna turn into?
Mud dauber.
Form of a mud dauber. And I'll turn into a puddle of water. That'll help. Tiny tubs. Jess, I'm going to be sending you the tiny tubs. How do you like it? First thought on the mini bins.
It's a lot easier to move.
Just 2 hours worth of work, and we got nearly half of this done. It is awesome. We are flying. But unfortunately, we're losing light. We have to make a little night trip. So we got to stop right here, but we'll pick back up in the morning. Maybe just a couple more hours and we'll have this done. Nice. We definitely chose it for its strength, for its efficiency, for the cost, a lot of reasons.
I think if you look at back in history, some of the structures that have been built as domes, sometimes they're in sort of climates and places where there's not a lot of other building materials like wood. You know, wood is something that kind of lends itself more to square or rectangular shaped homes. We are in a climate where, in this piece of land, we don't have a lot of big trees. We don't have any big trees.
Clarification, no big trees.
You know, lumber can get expensive. That was one thing that really drew us to want to build an Earthbag dome. We didn't have to build a wooden roof on top of the house, which would add a significant extra cost to the build.
I mean, not only would a traditional roof sort of add a lot of extra costs as far as like lumber, metal, but also you got to think of insulating it, because you know, if you have these nice Earthbag walls and then a traditional roof, you know, it's got to be insulated very well, otherwise those earthen walls aren't going to do you very good. So this really kills sort of like two birds with one stone and just makes a much more efficient build than your traditional roof style.
We can get some extreme temperatures, especially in the summer. It can get hot. A lot of days are near 100 degrees outside. And flat roofs actually can heat up a lot more than a dome shape. So just that shape itself really helps keep the home cooler.
So for us, it was definitely cost, also efficiency, and you know, just the fact that we can build a corbelled dome with just using bags, and we don't need any kind of support structure. At least that's what we're trying to do. Granted, this is our first dome, so a lot of inexperience here. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's the next day. We are back out here ready to work. We're not quite halfway done, but we're pretty close. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about the progress we were able to make yesterday. Just a couple hours worth of work and we nearly got half of this done. Hopefully it'll be just a couple hours today, and then we'll get the rest of this cabin done. Then there's something we absolutely have to do before we start the next course. You ready to bust this out?
Yep.
Let's do it. Looking cool in those shades, Jess. Okay, well, I'm gonna do my best to try and keep up. Jess, how you expect me to keep up with you? I'm not kidding though. She is moving real fast. She's got her cob applying skills down. So she takes that mix, whips it around to the other side, gets it on, and she's just up and down with these mixes. So it's a challenge keeping up with her. You know, I gotta get everything mixed, gotta keep the water filled, gotta keep the mixes moving back and forth. Whew, she is giving me a workout. And not only have we been using these smaller trays, but I've also been trying to give her half mixes. So it makes everything a lot lighter and more easy to maneuver up there. Of course, it's gotta be difficult to work on top of the wall like that, so anything I can do to make things a little bit easier, go a little bit faster, I try and do that. Now I am beginning to feel like she is in some type of race. I don't know if it's against me. I'm not sure if she's just trying to outrace me mixing, but it is getting close to lunchtime. So maybe she's getting hungry and she wants to beat this by lunch. Am I onto something there? You getting hungry? We did it, y'all. Man, you really whipped around there. What was the motivation? What was going through your head?
Just wanted to get done.
Sometimes that's all the motivation you need. I want to get this done as quickly as possible and just be done with it. Great job. Looks fantastic. just a couple hours. Couple hours yesterday, couple hours today, and we're done. So we're gonna get some lunch, and then I got a project I gotta undertake. The last course was the last one we could use this ladder lift for, at least on the outside. Now we gotta bring it to the inside. Hey-oo.
How are you doing?
Oh. So this right here is the geodesic dome. I know a lot of people have been seeing this in the background of a lot of our videos. People are always wondering what's going on with that. Are you going to use this to put it on top of the dome and finish things off, or why don't you just put it up there and just finish it off? I'll just start out by saying that this was a gift given to us by a couple of viewers. They were interested in bringing it over, helping us put it together, and just kind of seeing what we could do with it. Unfortunately, we haven't had enough time to do anything with it. I feel really bad, but this build has just been taking so much of our time and attention. So we will do something with it eventually. I think we're leaning toward greenhouse right now. But it's very cool. It definitely gets a lot of attention, but it isn't quite what we're looking for as far as being a topper for our Earthbag dome.
Yeah. So you'll notice that this dome is a lot rounder than what we were talking about with our more pointed dome or like beehive shaped dome. We definitely want to make our Earthbag dome more pointed. I think it's supposed to be a little more stable with that shape. So that's one reason. Another reason is just because we don't have to. The dome we're building is completely self-supporting. It doesn't need any kind of framework.
Yeah, to assemble it and secure it up there. It'd be a lot of issues. Plus, like, it would pretty much bring back the exact same problems of putting a traditional roof on there.
Yep. You have to figure out another way to sheathe it and
insulate it.
Yep.
Otherwise, there's no point in all those. You get all these Earthbag walls, but if you're losing that heat, or it's allowing a lot of heat to get in, it's going to be an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, and you have to make sure it's attached securely so it stays on and it doesn't present any other structural complications or instability. And with this type of build, it's considered like a monolithic structure. Everything is tied together, and that contributes to the strength of it too. When you have all these pieces, similar pieces that are fit together and it forms a whole dome shape, they all support each other. All those pieces support each other, and that's how it stays up. You know, kind of like an arch, where it has to go all the way up and over.
When we finish this corbelled dome, it'll be incredibly wind resistant.
I mean, there are certain times of the year where the wind is very strong, and there's a chance, especially during the rainy season when we get a lot of storms, that we get microbursts.
The microbursts.
Which are really powerful downdrafts of air that can be like tornadoes. Those
microbursts can almost come out of nowhere, and they can be incredibly damaging. I've seen them. Well, I haven't seen them, but I've seen the after effects of them just tearing apart roofs, tearing apart buildings, and there is nothing I feel more confident about than this Earthbag build right here to be able to withstand one of those microbursts. Yep. Perfect for this area. All right, so we had a nice lunch, delicious salad. Now I'm gonna see if I can maneuver this ladder to the inside. I'm gonna see if I can do it without taking off all them boards, collapsing it down. Let's see if it works. if we were gonna have a structure on the outside to get material from the bottom to the top, that thing would have to be 50 feet long in order to handle that slope.
Figure like at the very top, it's at the center of this structure, so it's quite a distance in from where the wall is starting. So yeah, that ladder would need to be pretty long to reach that distance from the outside. But from the inside, it's a shorter distance.
Yeah. See if I can do this by myself or if I'm gonna need to get Jess's help out here. Hey Jess, I might need your help. I'm gonna need her help after all. I was thinking if we can get it up and across the bags, and then I can lower it down on the other side. Wonder if this is a bad idea. Okay, Jess and I are gonna try one more thing before taking off the wood and collapsing the whole thing. We're gonna just try and swing it on in and see if we can't lift it up. Wish us luck. So far so good. Appreciate the help. Well, well, we tried. Just gonna have to do this I was gonna say the hard way, but this was pretty hard. Might as well just take it apart and do it the right way. Just gonna have to take the wood off, collapse it, and it's just the way we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, I was hoping we could just bring it in right away.
Freaking loft, eh? All kinds of trouble.
Hopefully taking that wood off and putting it back on won't mess up the lift.
It might, but you know, maybe it's another opportunity to, maybe I'll just do it out of one piece of wood. I guess this should only take a few minutes. I was just hesitant on it because I was afraid if I take the wood off, collapse it, extend it again, put the wood back on, that might have some issues, but yeah, I'll just deal with that if the time comes, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, well, it's inside. Now I just gotta figure out the right placement for it. So it looks really good sitting on the inside like that. I still gotta hook up the table and the winch. Going on from the inside, I think that's gonna be the way to go.
It'll just be a little further to bring the dirt in.
But you don't have to worry about that, do you?
I don't have to worry about it.
That's all right, it's all right. A little bit more of a workout, not too big of a deal.
I'm over here by our dining area / office.
/ whatever it is else we need.
This is our one table. I just wanted to give a little simple demonstration of what a corbel is in building. And I'll show you kind of how this corbelling works. So I got my John Deere playing cards. I'm gonna use, some of them are a little chewed up by mice or something. So corbelling, you have different pieces. It might be pieces of stone. It could be wood sometimes. In our case, it's earth bags. And you stack them in such a way that they kind of jut out away from the wall, the vertical wall. If I started these cards right near the edge of the table and we overlap them very slightly coming out, and it starts to extend out past the edge of the table.
It's like it's defying gravity.
So eventually you get to a point where you have a card that is no longer over the table. It's extended out past the table. If you keep going, it'll fall, but that's kind of the concept behind the corbelling. If you were to do the same thing on the other side, if I had another table over here, then it could further support these cards on this side, and that would be called a corbelled arch. Then if you had rows of corbelled arches, that's called a corbelled vault. But in our case, we're building a round structure, so you have these corbels going all the way around and up and meeting at the top in the center, and that's our corbelled dome. So that is how it seemingly defies gravity. It's all these parts that are kind of supporting one another,
making for a stronger hull. So the cobbing is done. We got these next two layers protected. It is looking fabulous, and you did it so quick.
We did it so quick.
Teamwork. Just constantly mixing, constantly applying, and we got it done. About 4 hours worth of work. It didn't take too long. Now that the ladder's moved inside, I'll just hook everything up, and we should be good to go again. And we just got to move the material up from the inside up to the top. But I'm excited. 33, course 33 is coming up soon. Ah! All right, y'all. Give us a big thumbs up for corbelled domes. And we'll catch you on the next video as we build up on these Earthbag walls. Bye.